Hi again. Welcome back to Storytime with Angel. This is our special series of excerpts from the Foolish Encounters anthology. Today's excerpt is going to be from The Nut Job by Freddie McKay. This takes place in the same universe as A Message from the Home Office. They actually kind of intersect slightly, the two stories. The character Cecil Naganos, the diplomat from A Message from the Home Office, actually knows Captain Spencer, the captain of this interplanetary transport that's come to Earth to collect some nuts. Captain Spencer looks an awful lot like a giant squirrel, but please don't call him that. He comes from Lithuania and would rather not be called a squirrel. So what happens is Captain Spencer and his ship, the Nutcracker, come to Earth with his crew, and his crew, unfortunately for them, resemble some legendary things on Earth. So his first mate actually looks like something that we would call a Sasquatch, and he has a Urvath shifter on his crew, his helmsman and supposed scout, who looks an awful lot like the Easter Bunny, unfortunately. So that was actually, I believe that was the original prompt, was that the Easter Bunny is actually an alien. And the story, obviously, is more than just about the bunny character. He's kind of a side character. But here we are, we've come to Earth, and they've run afoul of a hunter who believes that the first mate is a Sasquatch and has actually shot him. So Spencer is trying to gather some supplies while the rest of them hide out in a cave. The blurb for the nut job says, "Why aren't simple jobs ever as easy as they're supposed to be? Drop off a new recruit to their oil contact and gather a new supply of walnuts for the headquarters on the planet Mithuana for the yearly coming-of-age celebration. Simple." Instead, the crew of the Nutcracker gets caught unaware by a human hunter hell-bent on proving the Sasquatch's existence and a hiker who saw more than he was supposed to, leading everyone down an unexpected rabbit hole. All right, so here we are, back to Spencer in the forest by himself. Once reoriented, Spencer surveyed the pickings. They might need some food. He felt a little peckish, and while some of those hulls were nice and brown, the outer layer of protection practically falling off the shelves. No one would begrudge him picking up some supplies, maybe some berries too. There were a few bushes not too far from their position in the cave. He'd get wood and berries in one fell swoop. Yes, an excellent plan. Spencer opened one of his pouches on his jacket. He searched for the ripest hulls, pocketing them, moving on to the next find. Seeing more hulls on the other side of the tree, Spencer rounded it, salivating at the chance to get more nuts, right into a wall. Chip! Fuck! Spencer tumbled back right onto his ass, his poor nuts flying everywhere. He looked up, right into nut-brown eyes. Human eyes. "Oh, yes! Mutant squirrel! What did you call me?" Badged. He was no squirrel. Spencer sprang up, pointing at the stupid human, reaching for his stunner. "I'm not a... Ah!" The guy swung out, a metal stick connecting with Spencer's head. Light burst in front of his eyes, and he dropped. "Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God." Raijin circled the mutant, let's not forget, talking squirrel. A cut ran along the side of its head. Blood oozed from the wound. Red blood, like his. God, he'd killed an innocent squirrel. Well, actually, no, there were no innocent squirrels. They were pests who were determined to drive motorists and any decent homeowner crazy. Still... Oh, fuck, I swear, it was just instinct. I must be hallucinating. Some bad power bar or something. He poked the gigantic rodent with his walking stick. Its tail twitched. Okay, so not dead, just slightly wounded. Maybe. Now would be the best time to leave. It really would. It was all probably in his head, the mushrooms making him think a regular pint-sized squirrel was huge and could talk. Yeah, right. The colors had been vivid all afternoon, but this took the fucking cake. But... Raijin crouched down and surveyed the wound. It felt real. Maybe the squirrel wasn't huge, but he had heard it. Though it could all be in his head, and he could just leave it. Raijin's head popped Rajan's dad popped in his head, lecturing him about kindness. His father had been too kind. Let his mother go instead of fighting for her. Shit. Rajan petted the fur on the monster squirrel, soft, much softer than he assumed it would be, and so docile just lying there. Oh, man. Or maybe he should take the squirrel to the rangers. But they would ask questions. If he was tripping bad, then, well, that could go downhill fast. Rajan backed up. He paced back and forth, periodically poking the rodent, hoping, but also not hoping, it would wake up. Maybe he should wake it? No, but he couldn't just leave it, could he? His father would say, take responsibility, but Rajan was allergic to shit like this. No way did he need a pet squirrel. Rajan just decided to leave when he noticed something clutched in the mutant's paw. What is... Rajan knelt down, getting close as he dared. Is it holding a nut? Well, that's just not fair. The squirrel was looking for food. Damn, and he knocked it out. Rajan rubbed his head. It had come from around the tree. He put his hiking stick down and peeked around the corner. No nest, but a water bucket? The thing had a water bucket? Rajan looked back down at the squirrel. It was wearing clothes? Since when? Well, fuck, was he in Narnia? Rajan pinched himself. Nope, not dreaming. Did he smoke some bad shit this morning? Nah, Clover never dealt out any bad stuff. Could have been those shrooms he took. Yes. But the only effect they had so far was making all the colors funky and fun to watch, slide together and apart. Maybe it was the power bar. Thing tasted nasty as all get out. Food poisoning certainly fucked the shit out of people. Fuck, Rajan groaned, scratching the side of his jaw. What if the squirrel has a family? Do they live in families? He sat down next to the squirrel, hunched over and confused. All he'd wanted to do was disappear and enjoy a nice fall hike for the weekend, not kill the local wildlife. Rajan considered his next move. Ah! He furiously rubbed his hands through his hair, tangling the long dreadlocks. Fine, I'll wash the wound and bring him to the rangers. Maybe it escaped from some university. An experiment. Yeah, a gamma radiation experiment gone wrong, like the Hulk. Rajan shook his head and laughed. God, he was head-fucked. And next, the Easter Bunny is going to hop along and give me some chocolate eggs. Again, he laughed. Yeah, right. Okay, no, he didn't have time to lose it. First things first, he had to clean the rodent up. It was the decent thing to do. At least it would make Rajan feel better. Rajan unclipped his pack and dropped it. He foraged for his disinfectant, weighing the canister in his hand when he got hold of it. How did one clean a rodent? Fuck. Rajan picked up his hiking stick and used it to roll the humongous squirrel. Maybe it was a beaver, a really big... No, it was a damn squirrel. A big, blow-up squirrel, probably. He took aim and sprayed. This better work. The mutant twitched. Shit! He jumped back. It groaned and sat up. Oh, yes. Shit! A pair of beady black eyes focused on him, then went to his hand. Puny human! Puny! You're the talking squirrel! It barked and sprang at him, teeth bared. Fucking hell! Rajan swung automatically with his hiking stick and connected with its head, a loud resounding crack echoing through the forest. And once again, the mutant squirrel fell. Shit. Well, poor Rajan is going to have to figure out whether it's the drugs or reality. But you're going to have to read the story for the rest of that. So that's the nut job, and that is in the Foolish Encounters anthology. We'll have all the links and things below. Don't forget that the blog tour is going on this week, so stop by the blog tour blogs so that you can enter the raffle copter, and you can do that numerous times during the blog tour. Obviously, there are a lot of prizes involved. Tomorrow we'll have our last excerpt for this series from Foolish Encounters, and that's going to be from Tally Spencer, and we will see you tomorrow for that. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening.